Hi guys, it's me, Carrie, Silver Linings, and this episode was a game changer for me. This one really affected me. It affected me so much that I feel like I got to do another solo video just explaining how it affected me and in which ways it changed me and inspired me and just propelled me towards growth. And just a quick recap. What we did was Heather Trance channeled who I thought was another version of myself, Jean François, who was around during Voltaire's time. So we also took some time for Heather to trance channel a different version of herself, Pipette, who was adorable. She really was cute. So I talked to her for a little bit, but I was so anxious to meet this other version of me that I had to go first. I learned that it wasn't a version of me, not exactly, although there have been times where we did incarnate as the same person. And that was interesting. He spoke about the way he and Heather and me and what's his name? Howard Hughes. I got a thing for Howard Hughes. And how we were all sort of connected in this one life. And we talked about how this is like a time in which I'm really at a cusp in my evolution. And that channeling is what changed me in a big way. And he said something like, you may be over the shit right now and you're angry right now, but soon you will come to a place of indifference. And it took me almost 5 years to become fed up with my situation, and about 5 days to get to that place of indifference. So I feel such relief. I feel like I really have closed a chapter of my life. But what's so strange, and this is kind of what I want to talk about, it's mostly about my twin flame journey. I actually recorded this story 4 times. I did it twice last year. I was so emotional the first one that I kept crying and crying. So I did it again and I was almost just as emotional. I couldn't get through the whole thing. And then I tried again a couple weeks ago to do the new version with me that much more evolved. And I had to do it a second time. And that one I was ready to publish that one, but then something happened that made me change my mind, because that does not give a clear representation of how I feel, and well, maybe it did how I felt, but I have since changed. I learned a few things from this video that you're about to see. And I do want to talk about that. I want to have a video, an episode on loyalty and manifesting and choices. And I feel right now I'm on a cusp of learning, because I had to go through that experience with my twin. I had to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And if it wasn't through him, it was going to be through someone else. But I seem to do my lessons twice. I had 2 versions of one relationship. Now I'm having 2 twin flame relationships. I didn't even know that was a real thing. I bet now that I'm, now that I see that it's happened to me, I'll probably meet other people in which it's happened to them too. But I've never read about it. I've never read about it or I don't watch videos, but I've never seen a video about how you have 2 parallel, near identical relationships. It's uncanny the amount of syncs there are between the 2 relationships. So now, even though I had to go through that with the other twin, I'm at a place where I am learning how to create my reality. So I've challenged myself to heed the warning that Jean François gave to me without giving up the experience. I'm going to try to compromise in the middle. And so when I do address this, I'm going to talk about all the parallels and how I've come to this conclusion and what I think it means. Okay, so that's that. This particular episode, I let loose. I got a little angry. I got a little emotional. But this one was truly pivotal, and I've watched it a couple times, and I've processed a lot of it, and I feel like only a week had passed. Let's see. It's been 1 week since then, but I feel like, I don't know, 2 months have passed. I feel like I have changed and transformed so much in this 1 week already. So I'm very fortunate to be able to have these experiences, and I cannot thank my soul sissy enough. I mean, I know, you know, I feel such huge gratitude for her, but I also get that this is part of my path to learn through her. So it doesn't mean my gratitude is any more diminished just because it's part of the plan all along, but appreciate her help so much, how much she helps me grow. All right, I'm going to stop with that. I got 5 minutes of this intro, and like I said, I'm going to do a whole video dedicated to this, to the change that I experienced from this. And you know what? Oh my gosh, before I let this next thing go, I'm mad at myself because when I did that animal video, I forgot to use my clapper, I think. Ugh, makes me mad. However, I found a loophole because on my first episode, I claimed that my show was going to be consistently inconsistent. So there, did what I said I was going to do. Okay, so this episode of Silver Linings is starring Jean François de Saint Lambert and Pimpette, trance channeled by my soul sissy Heather. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoy this. I hope you get something out of it too. If not, it's just interesting to follow along with somebody else's journey, I know, and I always hope that you get something out of it. I'm hoping you learn with me. Especially the next one. You're going to hear my lessons and I'm going to share them with you so you can apply them to you too. All right, here we go. Action. Thanks, guys.
Hi, Sissy Pants. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am really nervous. My tummy's in knots. I'm a little nutters right now, and I'm going to tell everybody what we're going to do right now. Right now, Heather is going to trance channel other versions of ourselves. We're going back to Voltaire's time. And so I'm going to talk to his love interest, Pipette. I have to talk to another one of his love interests, but I'm excited to meet Pipette and get the scoop about your relationship with him, because there's some empathy about what happened. I'm going to talk to her a little bit, and I'm just going to roll with that. But I got to confess that my true motivation for this is to meet another version of myself. And I've talked about him before, but I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce him. And who she's also going to trance channel is Jean François de Saint Lambert. I'm not even sure if I'm saying his name right.
The Lambert or something like that. I don't know.
He was the one who was responsible for Voltaire's other love interest, Emily, who we re-released that video recently. She died due to complications of her pregnancy with that other version of me. And the reason that I'm interested in speaking to this incarnation in particular is because I know that any time now I want to get information about who, what, where, everything. I don't know how much he/fairy girl is going to give up, but I'm going to absorb him soon, and I'm very curious. I know that this is going to be like the beginning of my sexual revolution. Back in my 20s, I absorbed Mariana, and I think I spent the next couple decades kind of in her wake because my life became fairly sexless. I have a really high sex drive, so I have been denied for a long time. I think I was healing for her, but I don't know. This is just a theory. I think this time that this absorption is not, I'm not going to heal for him. I think he's going to bring healing to me because, I have this flip. I'm at this other side of my healing and things are starting to get good. So it doesn't make sense that I have to start healing for somebody else again. So I'm going to find that out too. I want some specific answers. I'm excited. And then I'll find out about his life and stuff, and a little bit of that. But mostly it's going to be all about me. You keep looking up. Who are you looking at?
No one. I'm just paying attention to them and what they're thinking.
See, that's not nothing. That's them.
Sorry.
That's okay. Well, what is it? What's the buzz?
They're just Lambert, the Jean François. He's talking about, when you were talking about how you're an aspect of him, it almost feels like that's not exactly correct, like in my stomach. Okay. And it's not that you're incorrect, and I don't think that he's not bringing healing to you. I just think that maybe there's something, I don't know, it's not exactly.
We're going to find out, because I don't know. These are just theories based on whatever. No, I don't know.
Yeah, and then Pimpette is here. I think her name was Catherine, but her nickname was Pimpette. I have no idea why. That's another question for her. Like, why the fuck are people calling you that?
Adorable.
Nowadays, that means like a female pimp, you know? Like, and she has a really great sense of humor. She found that funny. She said a joke like, well, that isn't too far off to the truth, you know? Making a joke.
I bet she's a that's what she said kind of girl.
She is. She does. She's very raunchy. And Voltaire is right behind me with his hands on his shoulders.
Voltaire, I love you. I'm so glad you're here. I want you here.
I'm happy he's here too. He's very much still attached to Pimpette, and it's really sweet to start crying. It's really sweet. He loves her so much. It's like this cute, you know, like your first love you have and you're like 14, you know, it feels just like that. It's like really strong and innocent. And he's just like, she can do no wrong. She can say no wrong. Everything's perfect about her, you know, just complete rosy glasses he has on for her, even after death. It's great.
Oh, that's so beautiful. How does that make you feel? Because she's you. Are you feeling that love too?
To some extent. For me, it's more like right now he's here to help me with this channeling.
Okay.
So I'm feeling, because I'm a little intimidated because, you know, I haven't tranced something other than an extraterrestrial in a while. So I'm a little rusty when it comes to spirit. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I am. I feel like I am a little nervous.
You just created it.
I just created it. And I'm nervous because last time, I know I explained it before we started recording, but I want to say it now for other people. Last time I had an accent when I trans channeled. That never happens. It was the first time I ever had an accent, and I'm scared I'm not going to have it now. And then people are going to be like, she doesn't have an accent. She's not doing it. You know, like that doesn't happen for me really. That was like a once in a lifetime thing.
I think it was, and my response to her was that, you know, Marianne, I really wanted to have that twang going, but Heather has trans-channeled Voltaire before, and he didn't have a French accent, so I think that was just Marianne's thing.
I think it depends on the spirit. It also depends on where I'm at in that moment. So, anyway.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this for me. You know, this is kind of a big one. Hang on. Don't feel pressure. This is just me and who I am, because I've had all these weird things happen to me right now, and I'm extra feely. Okay.
Also like your little bird in the back, by the way, the little red bird.
Oh, that's for Jason. Found that in Old Town Spring. He's got this little red bird that comes to visit him as is his grandma, and he's got a little mohawk. Jason's got. Okay, I'm ready. Does Volty have any advice? Volty, help me. What do you say?
He says, I'll help you. But I think it's during the reading or something. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what he means by that. Maybe he'll explain later. Okay. Hopefully my hair doesn't get in the way. If it does, I have a rubber band. You guys know how to use that.
You don't have any frillies.
Frillies. Okay. So wait, Jean François first?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, this is his first time doing this, so it's going to take him a minute.
Okay.
How? Oh. I have her neck, her vocal cords. I haven't breathed in a minute. Okay. I'm not fully in.
Okay.
Okay. I feel as though if I move, it will be much better.
Hi, other me. Are you
Not another you.
Will you explain it to me then? I want to understand.
I'm a part of you, but not directly am I you. You are Carrie, but you're not me.
Right. Okay.
We're connected to one another in the same way that you're connected to Voltaire.
Really? Huh. When you're
But
ready.
I am helping you with your healing. I'm sorry.
That's
Breathing
okay.
is, it's new to me, and I'm very aware that she needs to breathe.
She does. Give you a minute to master that breathing thing again.
Okay. I think I'm ready to answer questions.
Okay. Well, why are you here to help me then? I understand.
You've chosen me to help you, and you do have a lot of the same similarities that I have had in my life. We are the same, from the same soul family, and we're very much close and connected. But we are not the same soul.
Okay.
You could argue and say we are.
I understand. Everybody is, but isn't.
And depending on what I say, someone else may say something different than what I have.
Okay.
They may consider someone in your, I know that you use the term soul family, that's why I say
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I call it your friends, your
Okay.
people. It was a new concept for me when I died, that I learned what it means to have a soul family, what that is.
Okay. So you are part of Moshu's posse then?
Moshu? Yes, Moshu. I wasn't familiar with that name.
Okay, well, let me tell everybody else. From what I understand, Moshu is Minerva's twin. A split off.
Yes. That one, yes.
Okay. So, gosh. Okay, so.
It sounds like a food.
Doesn't it? The Moshu pork. Okay, so, gosh, have you been waiting for this? I mean, you know
I have.
It's been coming.
I have, and I've been helping you through your journey thus far.
Explain to me how.
You've been going through a lot, and I knew it would be coming. That's why I've been with you for the past 2 years. This was all leading up to this point.
I know, I'm on a real big cusp right now, huh?
You are. And I was myself. I've always been in different relationships. I've never been married. I was always with someone else who was married. And that was always a hard struggle for me, even though the husband knew about it and was okay. It was a very common social affair amongst French marriages and French circles in that time, because we got married for wealth in order to survive and not for love. So you would have your true lovers on the side while you had your marriage, but your first duty was towards your husband or towards your wife.
Okay.
And that was hard for me to be placed second.
So is there some kind of like, and I don't mean karma in the sense like you get what's coming to you. I mean, like, is this sort of like a learning experience now? Because now, well, we're not the same person.
You're learning
to stay on the flip side. You know, now I'm the one that's got the husband, and
you're learning how to let go of more of the conventional truths that have been bestowed onto you by society. You still hold those true. As much as you say you don't, and you love your unconventional relationships, there's still a part of you that is attached to that monogamy away, more than just monogamy, that one form of love. And this is that final stand, that final lesson to fully allow you to let go of that.
okay.
A small piece, the last final piece taken away.
And is that going to be, gosh, I don't know. I feel like I have to cross a threshold before I absorb you, or maybe I absorb you to cross the threshold. Do you know?
You currently are absorbing me. And when I say that, I mean taking in my lessons and my truths, and I give them to you.
Okay.
So that you don't have to go through further pain. And spirits do that for people who are alive. They give them their lessons.
Thank you, because I've had enough pain and I'm done. I'm done. I really don't understand why I'm having pain right now.
The pains of the matter of the heart are always the worst, in my opinion.
Okay, and I'm going to tell people, remind them that a long time ago I was told to check out your Wikipedia page and try to find our commonalities. And I picked up right away that it was going to be the unconventional relationship. And I really believed it was just Avery. But now I see that it's more than that. And but I don't know. I hear what you're saying, that I'm clinging to an idea. I don't know. I mean, I hear it, but at the same time, I talk my talk, that I'm ready for it, this, that, and the other, but it's not happening. So clearly there's something else I've got to process through.
Yes.
So tell me some of the things that, because I know this is it. This interview is going to change me. So.
Now I feel pressure. I feel as though I have to tell you something groundbreaking.
You do. You really do. Set me free.
The earth is round.
You're going to disappoint some people. Okay, so tell me, in your society, it was just common. You didn't have these kinds of struggles then. It was just like
we did.
You?
It was something I struggled with. I struggled being second.
Right. Okay.
And my wife struggled. Not my wife, but the wife. I called her my wife.
Oh.
She struggled with balancing two different lives. She, as much as she said she was okay with the unconventional relationship and she looked forward to these other affairs that she had, she was still, there was still part of her that was in pain over the fact that her husband didn't want her as much as she would have wanted him to. There was no love between them. And even though people married for love and people were told that this is strictly for your survival, there is still that belief that a marriage should be unconditional love. You should marry for love. And even though that you know that's not how this is, you're still hurt that there is none of that love in there.
Yeah, I know my husband loves me, but it's not that, that kind.
And I know that hurts you to some degree. It has gotten easier, but this is what this will do for you. It will help you to let go of that final pain. And it will make things a lot easier between the two of you, because for you, you may not know this, but that's why you continuously fight with him. There's a bitterness in there, type of resentment.
There definitely is. I feel both ripped off, but I also feel appreciative, because when I get to that place, I'm really truly going to have my cake and eat it too. I get the best of both worlds, but I also wish that I could have the best of the one world too.
I should have been a psychologist.
Yes,
there was one. My time.
Let's hear about you just a little bit. I know you were a poet. Tell me a little bit about you and your life. You did what you're proud of, what you learned.
I was most proud of my writings. I have fought in wars. I was in the army. Not the most thing I was proud of, but I didn't know what else to do with my life, and you couldn't make a living off writing. And so I needed to make money somehow. And it was things I believed in. So I thought, might as well. If I died a man who believed in his convictions.
Okay. You kind of come off as, in your biography, as kind of aloof. Were you? They didn't project you as having much depth, but maybe they just didn't know.
That was rude.
I know. That's how it kind of felt.
It's rather insulting.
I know. So I want to hear who you are.
Do I come off that way now?
No.
I just kept to myself. Why would I need to tell someone how I felt? I believe my actions spoke louder than my words. I was a poet, but you could read my feelings in my poetry.
I haven't read any of it yet. Is there English translations of it? Do I got to brush up on my French?
You'll be fine, I'm sure there is.
Okay.
If not, you can write it in and something will translate it for you.
That's true. That is true. Okay. I want to know more about me, but I'm sorry.
I also want to say
Yeah.
that you will let go of this need for a one true love.
I will.
You won't have it in this life. You will have many true loves, not just the one. And I was debating telling you this because you would be hurt. And it sounds very upsetting, but to you now, but as you let go of this need to have a one true love, it won't hurt. You'll find that it's far greater to love many than to just find one. And that is for you in your life. Not everyone will want to live that way, but you will find that it's much easier. You say you want to only be with one person at a time. That's not going to happen for you. You will be with multiples at one time.
Yeah.
And love them both equally in as much as you would if you just had one.
And how am I going to do it? How are they going to receive that?
They're all on the same page.
Really?
It's all very casual, but very passionate. Just because it's casual does not mean that there's not passion. There is not in-depth love in there. A lot of people think that having a relationship that has no label on it, no term saying this is my significant other, it's less than. It is not.
I agree with you on that one. It's like, I use the example of love all your kids equally. They're in different ways or whatever, but there's not less love for one. You have enough for them all.
Never had that experience. Never had children.
Oh, well, that's because the baby died. Huh?
My one and only baby. That hurt me more than her death, Emily's death. That sounds mean, but
No, it doesn't. A baby is a totally different thing. You just need to take care of and love. Tell me about that. Tell me about because she died first, right? How did you
no,
feel?
I believe the baby died.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I made that mistake. Okay. So what happened?
The child died. There was a lot of complications that we could not foresee, or we did not have the technology to see. She died of an infection in her lungs that we didn't see. Now, for Emily, she died from an infection within her womb. The whole of the placenta didn't come out and stayed inside her and got infected. And we did not know this at the time. We didn't know.
Were you in love with her then? Did you
I was.
a double loss then? Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Although I was not quite as torn up about it as Voltaire was. He was much more.
What did you think?
He was a man of extremes, and he was very extremely in grief.
Oh, poor Voltaire. And what did you think about him? I already know.
Right by my book. I'm sure he did not like me very much, but I didn't have a problem with him.
Are you besties now?
No.
You guys hang out? No? That's interesting. Really?
But we do not dislike each other. We just do not converse as often.
Okay. Huh. Do you know why there was some confusion? Why I have been led to believe that you were me?
Because it deals with whomever it was you were speaking with.
Okay. It was a filter thing, or we just didn't have the verbiage?
No, it was more of the soul you were speaking with. And that soul has its own filters on top of the person you were using. We each have our own beliefs still. And this person may see as all souls being the same. That would be what I would say. I think all souls are their own individual. We all belong to the same place. I know where I am, and I belong with everyone else. But I know I have my own flavor that I bring.
Your own flavor.
It's different. It's not quite like yours. Our flavor is slightly different. There's a lot of things, it's as though it's the same base, but we each have an additional spice added.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes it a bit different. But the base, if you take out the spice, we are the same.
So I had a theory that I was going to have sex with somebody and absorb you like I did with Mariana. I'm not going to have some trippy experience like that.
No, you will have sex with someone, but it won't be me going.
Not an aspect of you?
No, not with me.
Gosh, no, I'm so confused. This is supposed to provide me with answers. I'm more confused than ever.
What do you want to know?
Oh, I'm not even sure what I want to know. Guess I want to know when I'm going to lose my virginity. You know that?
Already lost it.
I
You
know,
mean
my
your second
one.
virginity.
Yeah.
That I cannot tell you because it deals with it's not about you, it's about the person. And you're waiting on them. Now, let me answer this because I believe I know what you're confused about. Let me put aside all your theories.
Okay.
Here's what you need to know. Everything else is just a want for you to know.
Okay.
Know that you are in the right place, that you are in the exact place you need to be, that everything that's happening to you, you are not making small matters into bigger things.
Yay!
You are going through a healing, you are absorbing me, but not in the way that you have thought. The finishing of the absorption will happen when you achieve a relationship with somebody that is unconventional. And that could be when the sex happens, the event.
The event.
And that could be why you have gotten that inclination that it would happen during sex, because that's when it finishes. These absorptions happen not overnight. They happen over a period of time. It could take years.
Wow. Okay. Are there any others that I do this with?
Yes, we all do this.
Wait, we all as in humans or we all as in M6?
All as in humans.
Wow. Okay.
Some more so than others. Others do not. It just depends on what they choose to experience in their lives.
And what is it like for you? Does it change you in any way as spirit?
No. What it does for me is it allows me to teach and help another soul who's in peril, someone who's in pain in their life. And I remember what it was like to be human. It can be very hard and it can be difficult to see within the lessons. It can be hard to see within the experiences you're having. And what I bring is a small amount of peace, a small amount of aha moments. So a lot of those moments where you have an epiphany, a lot of that's just a download of the spirit giving you that information. So you didn't have to go through a hard experience in order to learn it. You learned it through an easy way.
Okay. And I get why there's reasons that sometimes you got to do things the hard way, but I sure do appreciate being able to have the shortcuts sometimes too. So thank you.
This is a bit of a shortcut. You are going through some pain now, but that was you. It's something you won't get as much out of it if you hadn't gone through it. If you're not going through this the way you are now, you would not learn the way you were meant to, and you would just have to go through it all over again.
I don't want to do that. Okay, so I understand there's a silver lining behind everything. I even know that
you will be much stronger after this. Much stronger. And a part of you will have let go of this man. I know I'm not supposed to say his name or you've already said it.
Yeah. So
let go as in you will feel fed up with it.
I'm fed up.
You already are, but it's a different type of fed up. It's less angry. It's more of an indifference. And that's you slowly letting go of him.
Yeah, I really wish he wasn't getting under my skin anymore. Done.
He won't anymore after this. You will have enough. You'll eventually break off another. It's as though there's tiny strands that are connecting you and you're cutting each strand slowly. This is just another one of them.
All right, well, I'm not going to say his name, and I don't give a shit if people figure out who he is. But I understand, on the internet, they tell you about the whole twinny thing. And twins come back together for a union. Sometimes that union is on the table for us, and sometimes it's off the table for us. In my current timeline, we doing it? Or am I done with it?
You're not done with it.
Okay. Okay. And I feel relief from that. I wish I didn't. I wish I was like, ugh. I still.
You want to be attached to him. There's a part of you that still wants it. And that's the part that will die after this experience. That sounded rather intense. It will die.
I think that was perfect because that's what I call this process. It's not.
You're rebirthing.
Yes. Yes. Because, you know, it's like I explain it as not death, but dying. And you truly are dying. You're killing pieces of yourself that you don't need anymore. That's how I feel.
That is a beautiful and poetic way of saying this. You could write poetry.
Thank you. I'll channel my friend Jean François.
I would be glad to help you. It would be an honor.
I'm kind of bratty about you when I think about you because I don't know who you are, but I want to love you like I love all my other people.
We can love one another.
Okay. And you know what's interesting? I feel like your picture, I feel like you look like my paternal family. Just have a resemblance to them.
Maybe we are related by blood.
Are we?
You will have to do some research with your family tree.
Oh,
No,
I gotta
we
go
are
do
not.
Okay, thanks, because I was getting ready to go pay those DNA places. You saved me some money, thanks.
You're welcome. All I can do to help, I'll help you financially. I'll help you with your love.
All right, I'm going to Vegas soon, so flash me some numbers.
I will.
Oh gosh, okay, so you might you be the guy on the airplane? I met an incarnation of you?
No.
Oh, okay. That was interesting. You know what I'm talking about, right? All those
Yeah.
clues I had. So why do you know all this stuff? Are you like taking an active like interest in me or?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been with you for the past 2 years.
You poor thing. It's been rough, huh?
You're quite difficult.
I'm sweet too. Oh gosh, I'm not even sure what else to ask you. Is there anything else I need to know?
No. I've told you you're on the right path. The growth is a rebirth.
Okay.
It's now, but no, it's part of it. And you are absorbing a part of me through this experience.
Okay. Will they let you tell me like a ballpark of when I get to be done with this hurt? Or no? I'll know that they're stingy about that information.
The reason why they don't tell you is because it's a long extended answer. There's no one answer. There's no 5 years. There's no 2 years.
I'm looking for like 3 weeks.
If you're talking about your whole life, there's always going to be ups and downs. There's never going to be an end to it. That's just how the human life is. Some people would see that as not worth it. Some would find that very depressing to hear it. But that's what human life is. You can see the beauty in the lessons, or you can see the pain in them instead.
Well, Fairy Girl told me life gets boring without challenges.
It does.
Okay. Well, I guess I wanted to know like the current thing with you and you're not going to tell me. Is it because I'm just waiting for other stars to align, basically?
Yes. You can sell, I would say the other stars are the other people.
Right. Okay. Because I feel like I'm ready to move on. And I wondered if I was stuck or if I'm just waiting for other people to be ready. Because I feel like I have been waiting an eternity for this particular ball to get rolling.
You're fine. Everything will work out in the end.
Okay, I believe you. I keep having that faith. I got to say that doesn't matter how sad I am right now or how sad I was in the middle of my bullshit. I always kept that faith. Things would get better. Fairy Girl tells me I like the chase. Well, Fairy Girl, I'm done with the chase. I want the prize already. So what were you like? Because I'm associating you with sex and sexuality. Were you a sexual person? Is that part of the stuff I
No, I was more about love.
Really?
I could not have sex with someone I did not know well. I only had sex with those that I was in love with. That made me different than a lot of the other French philosophers of the time.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so glad to hear that. That's just going to be me too, huh?
Yes. You will know them very well. It won't be casual in that sense that it's one night stands. It'll be people that you connected with them.
Okay. So I only have one prospect. And I feel like
you will have many more. It's something else I would like to say. I know you can't see the lesson, and I wish I could just tell you the whole thing, but it would take away from the experience. You will find your own worth. You say you have it now, but you don't. You're wasting time on people that do not seem to be giving you the same attention you deserve. And I suspect that maybe it's time to move on. And that's just my advice to you. However, I know you will not. I know you want to stay. You are very loyal that way. That's something beautiful about you. You will find your worth after this experience. And you won't waste your time with that anymore. And that's what will bring more to you. More men towards you that love you because you found your own worth, so you know what you're worth, and that'll attract those who will see it.
You're talking about my husband, aren't you?
More than just your husband.
The fairy, too. All of them.
All
I don't
of them.
think any of them are giving me what I deserve. And I don't mean to be victim-y like that, because I know that I have to get to a place to attract those relationships. Wow.
This is a very great therapy session. Should be paid by the hour.
Here, take it all. So what's in store for me and you then? Is there something that we could do, like, you know, meditate and download? I don't know what else we could do.
No. Just continue what you're doing, and you can talk to me whenever you feel as though you're angry and you need to lash out and yell. You can yell in the empty room, and I will listen.
Are we friends on the other side? Do I know you?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can you share about another relationship or a relationship that we had since I'm not you?
In some ways that we are the same soul. Is that we had shared lives where we were the same person.
Okay, I understand that.
But there are lives where we weren't the same. And when we cross paths in our lives, and I will pick a human one.
Okay.
Our lives cross very, what was that, momentously, as though it lasts for just a moment.
Okay.
And one of them is when you were that young girl in the 50s who got hit by the vehicle.
With Heather, you were me and you were Heather when we were with Howard Hughes?
No, we were not. I was Howard Hughes.
You were Howard?
I would, yes, for a bit. I would have absorbed the body, and I do this often. And this may become frightening to some people to hear, but this is something that you don't do unless you want it to happen. This is a pre-planned, sometimes not pre-planned before the life has begun. But you and a soul will share a body for a short period of time. Two souls will share a body because there is a lesson that a spirit may want to learn.
Okay.
That they don't want to live a full lifetime just to learn that one lesson. It's just something quick. And there's a soul that they are attached to that's already within the soul family that is going to go through it.
You hit a ride, huh?
Yes.
So you were berated for a little bit with Howard or me? I'm sorry, I didn't.
With Howard. With Howard.
And I was braided with Heather, huh? Oh, I got a big crush on Howard Hughes. Oh, so is he part of our soul family too then?
A little bit.
That's so cool.
It's such an odd concept of families. For me, it's easier to think of them as friends. You have close friends, and then you have those that are acquaintances. He would be an acquaintance.
Okay, so his oversoul is not Minerva or Moshu?
No.
Moshu pork. Okay. Interesting, because I interviewed him and he was really touchy and stuff. I just thought it was part of his eccentricity, and maybe that's what it was, but maybe he just wanted to pet me.
No, there was more to it than that.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I appreciate so much all of this information that you gave me. I'm going to have to really cry about it a lot.
Sorry, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with what's going on. It feels painful now, but try and go easy on yourself.
What do you mean by that? Because I don't know.
Force yourself to talk to those who would bring you pain. Don't feel you owe them anything. What you owe yourself is time. If you don't want to, don't exert your energy onto others.
Let me ask about that, because I'm in this place. I like to meet my challenges head on. So I have a few relationships that are fucked up, and I feel like it's my mission to, if not necessarily repair them, but come full circle. I can just fucking leave them forever and not deal with them ever again.
It becomes your mission when you say it is. When you leave any, how do I explain? When it comes to a life experience, there's lessons that you can choose to learn from them. There's countless of ways you can choose to perceive that experience. And neither one is wrong.
Right.
And some people fear that the lesson will come back if they don't learn from it. That fear is what means that you did not leave it in a way that you felt you needed to. If you leave it and you break ties with that experience with that person, and you have no regrets, you feel you're free, then you made the right choice. If you feel as though there's just still a weight on you, then you did not make the correct choice for yourself.
Okay. And I'm going to let people know, I'm going to use the example of my mom. My future me, or one of the me's, told me that there would be a reason that I'd want to reconnect with her. And I was baffled by that because I'm truly at peace with her now. I can't learn or grow or nothing.
I must leave the body now.
Oh, okay. I'll talk to you later.
It's too heavy. Not as though she was a bad person, but she almost got insulted by that.
Well, your line is air, so stop that.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
It's very different. I haven't been in a body, and I'm not quite used to it.
Appreciate you coming here and helping me. Thank you.
I have a headache.
Oh no.
I'm okay. Are you okay?
I am okay. He interrupted my sentence. I'm going to finish it real quick.
Okay.
He was basically saying, and I know you'll know what I'm talking about, that I don't have to pursue or fix the fucked up shit in my life. If I feel like I'm done with it, I can be done with it. And I was talking about my mom and about how one of the me's said that there'll be a reason that I want to go see my mom again. And I couldn't figure it out because I really do feel like I'm done with that relationship. But I got invited to my cousin's wedding, and I thought it would be an interesting show on Silver Linings to have that reconnection with her, because many people know about my mommy issues and my drama and all that stuff. So that's the kind of thing I was referring to, is not feeling like I have to come full circle with these relationships. And I never really intended, when I thought this about my mom and the wedding, I didn't feel like I'm going to go and rekindle a relationship with her. I guess it's more of just closing that circuit up, and I don't know, that's it. And then I can be done. Apparently, I don't even have to do that, but I'm going to go to that wedding anyway, because there's probably going to be free champagne. Just kidding. Oh, that was so trippy, Heather. You were just too damn heavy. He had to get out.
I know. And I was just like, no, people are going to think I'm a negative person. It's not what he meant, though.
I felt it just meant like being in a human body again is got to be like dense and, It
is. He was very uncomfortable the whole time.
Oh, he was nothing like I thought he would be, because, I told him even that Wikipedia gave an impression of being
He was very quiet. Like,
he
when
was
I would talk to him, reserved.
Yeah, I didn't feel like that at all. I felt like he was some hoary asshole.
But compared to other Frenchmen, how they were very, like, flowy and charismatic and, very forthright about their emotions, both verbally and then, in their writings, too. And he wasn't like that, so I guess I would oppose to how they are. What?
Do you remember? I'm gonna just remind you, when me and you were stuck together, he was stuck together with Howard.
Oh yeah,
for a
I
short
remember
time.
that.
Isn't that cool?
How long has it been? It can't be that long.
What, the chat? How long we've been going?
Yeah.
It's been like a half an hour.
Okay.
You want to? Well, maybe no. It's been a little longer than that.
You could do Pimpette still. She feels like she'll be a little easier.
Okay. Well, okay.
Because I practiced with her before, and
just make yourself lighter.
Yeah, sure. Let me just.
I wish 10 pounds gone, done.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh.
Pimpette's going to be a little different than what you think.
Okay.
At least for me, I don't know what I was thinking. She's pretty much just the same fucking person.
I can't wait to meet her. I love her already because she's you. I love her.
She's a little, fuck. All right. Voltaire's really excited about this. Okay. I don't know what. I feel like there's something he's not telling me. Like this is, it feels like he's keeping a secret.
Oh, I'm going to find out what that secret is.
Give me a second, Pimpette. She's too excited. Calm down. I'll tell you when. Okay.
Hi, cutie. Why are you so happy? Tell me.
Look it.
You have a body and you're moving. Get your freak on, girl.
Okay.
God, she should have had some food out there for you.
Oh no. Bread.
Oh gosh, we do belong to each other. Hi, Pipette.
She should do more with this. Mm-hmm.
I know. She needs some frillies in there, huh? She's so gorgeous. Were you gorgeous too? Were you a beauty? You can own it now. You're dead. Go ahead.
I was okay looking.
Okay, so hi. Okay, so am I in love with you because you're an aspect of Heather, or do I love you for other reasons?
I would hope for the other reasons.
Really? Tell me. Why do I love you?
Because why not?
I meant to have another life together, but no, I like yours just fine. Oh, you're so cute. Okay, so I got some questions from Heather that she wants to know. I know you, oh my God, you are not going to sit still, are you? Okay, she wants
It's
to
been so long.
She wants to hear your point of view of what happened with you and Volty, and she wants to know about missing love letters and everything. Tell us your romance with him. Don't leave anything out. Did you do it?
No, unfortunately, we did not.
Sorry.
That was my biggest mistake.
It was.
Where we got plenty in when I died.
Oh, good girl. Well, do you prefer human sex or spirit sex? Now that you're on the flip side.
We don't call it sex. It's different.
Okay.
They're both great in their own way. I don't know which one I would prefer.
Got it. I kind of feel that way too. Okay. But I want to, okay, now go. Volty, you and Volty, tell me some stuff.
I wanted to be with him. I wanted to marry him, but I wasn't allowed to. And a lot of it was just hard on me emotionally, and I was getting sick.
Oh, really?
I couldn't handle all of the stress. You have to understand that at the time, I was told to marry further up, someone higher up than me. And Voltaire was a writer.
Ew.
And they make nothing. And how would he support me other than love? And love wouldn't be enough. Mm-hmm. And I took my mother's advice, unfortunately.
Oh, do you have a timeline in which you did it?
Yes.
Did you spend time with him in that timeline? I mean, marry him or anything? Did you fuck him in that one?
Yes.
Okay, so what's the difference?
He did not amount to what he was supposed to.
Ah, okay. Because you know what? He has a big, feely heart and loves so much.
He would have married me in a heartbeat, but we would not have been happy because there would have been part of him that felt that him and our family would have held him back from succeeding in his writings that he wanted to do.
So is it a fair statement to say that sometimes we go ahead and, whether we realize it or not, we choose to have these sufferings in order for the bigger picture?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm kind of doing that right now. I'm suffering because my bigger picture is going to get better.
It will.
So did you not receive his love letters? I don't understand the ambiguity, but you know.
I did, but I wasn't allowed to read them.
What?
And the torture was that my mother would wave it in my face and then throw it in the fire.
Oh my gosh. What was your relationship like with your mom? Did you have mommy issues?
I did. She was a
bitch. Ew. What do you like with your mom now?
We're much better now. In fact, there's a lot of lifetimes where we're really close friends, but she chose to, because we were so close soul-wise, she decided to be this utter bitch to me because there was no one else I would have trusted better to play that bitch for me.
I get that. I understand that because I have somebody that hurts my heart all the time. And I understand that sometimes the ones we love the most come to give us our biggest challenges.
There's no one else I would rather have been with in my life than him, but I couldn't have him.
Gosh, did you pine away from him forever?
I did, and so did he with me.
Oh, that's torturous. And you guys, did you know that you were, you know, you didn't have, you know, Skype?
We would receive signs. We would still correspond with one another. I know, I said correspond. And we would, it was the small things, the actions, we would never say it to one another. It was an unspoken rule between us that we weren't allowed to say that we love one another still, but he would pay off my debts. I would send him gifts. It was the small things we did.
Oh, that's sweet.
He'd support me when my husband wouldn't or couldn't.
And
it was such a heartbreaking moment when he became so wealthy. And then I look at my mother and I said, look, I could have had that.
oh gosh, what did she say?
And she was so old. She's just a bitter woman. She just said, oh, you're better off. He doesn't have any children.
It's because he didn't marry me. Oh. Did you have children? Did you? What was your mom?
Unfortunately, I had children.
What does that mean?
I didn't want children with him. I only married him because he had the wealth. Sex with him was just like a chore. And he treated me like an object, as though I was property. And we were property, but at least try and hide the fact.
Huh. So is that something, you know, I know that we have free will and all this stuff. Is that something you contracted for, to have this sort of yucky marriage? Yeah. And what did you want to learn from that? And did you?
How to have strength through loveless lives. A loveless life. I didn't have any love. And the people that I did love, they were far away.
Fuck, you're speaking my language. I remember Heather told me that your love letter was found in Voltaire's pocket when he died. Is that the truth?
In his pocket?
I think so.
Are you talking about the love letter from when he was in prison?
Maybe.
He kept that one. He kept that one.
Okay, and she had one translated and put it on the internet, and a part of it said, be shiny, which is my verbiage. So I went through this big old thing thinking that we were twisted together or something like that.
Well, we are.
Are we?
It might have been it would have been a really bad translation. Would say that?
That was just me poking in for the internet this time around. Oh, you guys seem so sweet, but so tragic at the same time.
It was that life was like that then. Still can be now.
Yeah.
Not being with the person you want to be with.
I know. So it was that, you know, I know one of the reasons I'm drawn to this lifetime is because of the unconventionality of relationships. Did you have any?
No, I'm an old-fashioned girl. Once I married, I wasn't allowed to be with anyone else. I fully believed that.
Yeah, they're trying to recondition me.
Even if I wanted to.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I had virtues.
I'm just kidding. I know we're so stuck in like societal, you know, obligations or whatever. What would you say to girls today, to me and other girls in that kind of situation? What would your personal Pimpette advice be to these people stuck, feeling like they're stuck?
Feeling as though they are stuck?
Or, you know, not stuck's wrong, but in a loveless relationship.
That's a hard one because even now I'm very loyal and I would stay with somebody just because of what I felt I owed to them. And my lesson would be to try and not feel that way so that you could leave.
Okay. Okay. And let me ask another question that I love it when Voltaire would, when he would share about the ways his alien lives would intertwine. What are you going to say? Tell me something.
He's just touching me.
Oh, love him. Do you know how much I love him? I just love that guy so much. He feels like
He's loved by many.
Yeah.
He has something about him that makes him wanted. People want him.
What is that? What is that, Volty, that you're just so sweet? Really just seem to be a big sweetie.
He's just a good person. He's just a good person. That's all.
Well, do you have are you like kind of somehow connected to the I'm going to call it a saga. I don't know if that's the right word, but because Volty's been in and out through the aliens, like he'd visit Heather as an alien and she'd visit him and all that stuff. Do you have a story like that too?
He would tell me when we still spoke to one another when we were much older, we would write letters. He would talk about dreams he had about this woman who would come visit him. And I know now that I'm on the other side that it was her or it was me.
Yeah.
Person. I would find I'm oddly jealous of a dream he would have. I'd get jealous.
That is funny. Jealous of a dream about another version of you. If only we knew. I just know that more often than not we're working with
Dreams are much more than what they seem. They're not just dreams.
Elaborate a little. Give us a little dish on that.
Well, oftentimes it'll seem weird, like your candy you saw that day before will be flying in the air in your dream. Or these are, it's much more than just that candy flying there. That candy actually meant something to you for whatever reason. And it's playing itself out through your subconscious and your brain. That's when your subconscious comes alive. So it's a lot of the deep-seated issues you don't want to deal with come out. And that's what dreams give us.
So it's a time of healing and processing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're processing that sugar you wanted.
Oh, gosh. I know. Sugar. Okay, Pipette, do you have, I know she's so tired already. And
no, I just want to eat something. I want to
you want some candy. I wish there was something there.
It's okay.
We could come back one day because we had Selena on and we ate pizza and Heather didn't have to have any of the calories. So
I've never had pizza.
Okay. We're going to hook you up. It's going to be pizza and what else?
I want to try all her favorite foods to see if they would be my favorite foods.
Oh, you're going to eat Takis and cheeseburgers. They're good, I promise.
Way better.
Okay, Pipette, I'm going to set you free so I could set her free. But I love meeting you, and you were so shiny. You were shiny, bouncy, dancy. You truly are connected to Heather. I love that girl so much.
I don't want to leave because I miss this.
Oh, well, you don't have to go. She's cool with it. I'm cool with it. You want to tell a story?
No, I'll go. She's getting a headache.
Oh, that's right. Let's hydrate her brain. Give her some water. Okay, but you come back, okay, and eat some Takis and cheeseburgers and pizza. Will you?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Pipette, thank you so much. Give Volty a big kiss for me.
Oh, I will. And more.
All right, go get him, girl. Your face is always so funny when you come back.
Oh.
You just had an aerobic workout. You're good for exercise today. She would not stop dancing. She was so funny. She's got like the modern moves too. She was channeling you. She's so cute. She's so cute.
Right? She's different than what you'd think she'd be.
I did expect her to be less modern and more, contemporary of her time. But nope, she was just
no, because even then, that's why Voltaire fell in love with her. She was so not like the women.
Yeah, she's like right now. She's cute.
She was, according to Voltaire, she was very unconventional, but she had a lot of like good morals and values, but she would just like her personality and her sense of humor. She had a very sexual sense of humor, and she would, like sitting at the dinner table saying "that's what she said" jokes, kind of kind of thing.
Enjoy her banana.
Yeah.
So I forgot to ask about the big secret that, or whatever that Voltaire was trying to hide. Ask him real quick before I let you go. What was he being sneaky about?
He just wanted us to meet in this way. He wanted us to be connected in this way. He's getting some real weird sexual thrill off of it. It's a little odd for me.
Let's have a big party with him later on.
Yeah.
All right.
But she loves being in the body.
Yeah, she didn't want to leave. I invited her back for cheeseburgers, Takis, and pizza.
We should definitely do that because she ate like a monster. And
she's like, I want some food.
Like Pimpette. So Voltaire would say how she would always have like, she was very glutinous, is what he would call her.
The glutton.
She would shuffle bread into her mouth.
She said bread right away. All right, we're going to get her some of those garbage.
She wasn't never not eating. Let's just put it that way. She was always snacking on something.
Huh. I wonder if she was chubby.
A little bit, but not like fat. She was, but back then, chubby was seen as attractive because it meant
you had money. You had affluence. Plus, they had those great dresses where you could hide your TVs under.
Yeah.
That picture.
Oh yeah, that picture where you go to a party and try to steal their TV.
Okay, well, this is my new plan. I'm inventing it right now. Let's do a follow-up. But if you want, let's do it on Stardust, and we could just have another food party.
Yeah.
I don't care which place, but yeah, let's do that. I want you to eat a bunch of food and not have it count as calories again.
It will. And she would burp loud like me too, like how I do.
God. Always a lady.
Gotta love it.
I love my Heather so much. I'm so excited to see you. We've both become so busy lately. There's not enough love going on.
Dude, we're gonna see each other. Dude, she made me hyper. She's very hyper.
Hugging you. I know, you're spazzing out.
She's so hyper. She's fucking hyper. I don't know. That's not me because I'm super like calm and like chill.
Oh,
She's like on something.
That's just
I'm hyper now.
That recorded crazy. I hope it stays. It went like this. It went, she was so ill. It was weird. She did that. All right. So yes, we are going to see each other in just a matter of weeks. We're going to go stardusting out in the desert with the aliens. And I am so excited for this. I'm so excited.
And if you guys want to come, we're still selling tickets. We still have like we had like last minute people decide they can't come, and that happens. So we have like I think 13 spots left now instead of the 10.
Okay. And you know what? We've done both. We've done one that was like
that doesn't make sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Math, forget it. We have somewhere around 10-ish.
10-ish, something like that.
10-ish. But I've been to one where we had like full capacity, but the one at my house was much smaller, and it didn't really make a difference in the vibe to me. It still just felt just right. You know what I mean? It's like nobody, because I guess really, as you said before, that whoever's meant to be there will be there.
Yeah. And
so, when it's a big crowd and a big party, that's great. It's got its own pluses and stuff. But when it's smaller, it's more intimate. And, What?
By the way, before I forget, because I will forget, we have someone who wanted to come to the event but can't, and we usually don't allow us, but she's selling her ticket. And she's selling it for $50 cheaper than our price. So, if you guys are interested in that, maybe they can message you since this is your show, and then you can hook them up with Deb, who's selling the ticket. Deb can get her money.
Yeah, she actually had I'm going to share her story a tiny bit. She won't mind. But she found a long-lost relative and has an opportunity to meet them, and she's so excited, and it just coincided with everything. And I totally get why that would have a priority over Stardust. She's really torn. She really wants to do both, but you only meet your long lost loved ones for the first time one time. So I'm really excited for her for that. So.
Yes, me too.
All right. Yeah, so buy a ticket, buy Deb's ticket, and then buy another one for your friend, because we're
it's a big sleepover, and even though we don't have any more spots in the house, we still have camping spots available, and we're on a 9-acre plot in the middle of the desert. and nowhere. And so the plan is hopefully the Sarsar, which are the extraterrestrials that live out in that desert, they'll come in closer to us. And they did last year. A lot of people had their own little experiences and stuff. I know I did. I saw Sam, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I was shaking. He tapped on the window in the middle of the night. It was crazy. Oh,
it was really cool. It was cool. You know, I loved hanging out with Avery, painting his big red rock, and I still love the story about Sarah. The reason that I couldn't get freaky with Avery at the hotel was because Sarsar came to talk to Sarah, because one of the Sarsar had a sick child, and they wanted inspiration from her on how to do grief differently. Sarah too lost a child. That's her mission, is to teach others that you can still have a connection, et cetera, et cetera. But I just love that story. It's the only reason I am comfortable with missing out on some hot sex with my spaceman. Otherwise, I'd be pissed. But that was a really cool story too, and I didn't even know that was happening. The Sarsar came and told us, I think, the next day. That was so neat. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I don't know if you're gonna go take a nap or go run around the block. I don't know which state Pipette has left you in.
I don't know, man. I really just don't know. I'll deal with it.
Okay, baby, I love you so much, and you have a good time at your sister's house. And will you do me a favor and chew on that baby and give him a big raspberry?
Okay.
Right on his belly. He's little baby Grandpa Cayetano, so I love him.
Yes. All right.
Okay, H, I love you, and I'll talk to you later, baby girl.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.